I'm Anne from Call of the Canine, and this is my coworker today, Millie, and we are here to give you some tips for leash training the Call of the Canine way. Tip 1 is don't. For real, I am not kidding. Leashes are not natural. They're not fun for anyone. To the extent you can get your dog's exercise and enrichment off leash, you are money ahead. They really need to run, open up their full stride, play, dig, chase. That is the kind of exercise and enrichment you should be seeking out for your dog. If you don't have fenced places to do that, you can use tools like a long line. This is just a line that they drag as they run, so you can step on it and catch them if they take off on you. Millie is wearing a lighter one. Or this is called a remote collar. The handler wears a remote and it talks to the collar, and it's kind of an invisible leash, just like an invisible fence surrounds their yard and talks to the collar to set the boundary. You can do the same thing with a leash, but it does require some advanced training. If you are in our client base, chances are, even if you're getting all kinds of off-leash exercise and enrichment, your dog is going to be able to enjoy a significantly better quality of life and a better relationship with you if they are happy, relaxed, and compliant on a 6-foot leash, like this one Millie is wearing. So our purpose today is to talk to you about how to achieve that great, relaxed, happy behavior on leash. Our next tip is start slow. If you were teaching a 16-year-old to drive, would you jump right out onto the freeway? No, you would probably find a parking lot. The same thing is true with leash training. We're going to start where it's very easy, where the stakes are low if they make mistakes, and build their skills there, and then slowly work our way up to harder and harder environments. The next tip is that leash training is what I call a relationship-based behavior. When I am working on behavior changes and teaching new things, we put things in one of two categories. A technically based behavior, these are pretty easy. These, I or any trainer can give you a series of exercises, and if you do them as much as we say, the behavior will come. It'll work. The other category is relationship-based behaviors. This would be like a recall or leash walking, where it isn't as simple as just doing a bunch of exercises a certain amount of time and getting a behavior change. It really has to do with your relationship with the animal and your way of life. So doing things that aren't leash walking training, other fun trick training, a lot of playing with your dog, the more you build yourself up as a great leader that the dog wants to work for and the dog can focus on, and the more you understand your dog, the better things are going to go. This next tip is some free tough love. I'm sorry, but it's true, and we're going to say it directly. Almost any trainer will tell you, in almost any case where people want behavior change, leash or otherwise, if you want it, you most likely want too much for too little. If you want someone else's behavior to change, you're probably going to have to make a lot of changes and do a lot of slow work yourself. There's really not a lot of silver bullets when it comes to behavior change, let alone leash behavior. So plan on it taking a long time. Plan on a lot of training walks. Plan on using high value rewards like chicken and cheese or hamburger, something that's going to be more exciting to your dog than the environment and help them build that focus on you. Plan on using equipment like a no-pull harness or collar. Plan on spending a lot of time and doing a lot of work. Be fun work, be great for both of you, but wanting it to happen fast or easily or at your convenience is not a realistic goal. Another tip for working on leash training is to teach your dog that they have to stay behind you. This is a good compromise because it still lets them sniff and explore a little bit, but it keeps them from walking out ahead and pulling, and dogs are doers. They're not doers. Trying to say don't pull in any language to them, canine or otherwise, isn't going to work. They can't understand the absence of a behavior. they can understand staying behind someone. They do that a lot in dog world. So we can teach them with body blocking and imagining that the seam of your pants has an invisible force field coming out on each side that the dog can't reach. When they reach it, we're either going to do a direction change or a body block or any one of our other tools to get them back behind us. When we're teaching them to stay behind us using the body blocks, it's a great idea to start in a narrow hallway with a wall at one side. Then your body has less work to do doing the body blocks. So start out with the dog behind you and just begin walking. When they try to breach that line, step out in front of them and body block. Good girl. Start walking. Hey. Also remember, this dog is already trained. That's why she did it so well at first. Your dog will probably take more body blocking. We're working on using our bodies to block and keep the dog behind us. We start out inside because it works really well to use a wall so that there's less room for them to wiggle around, and it makes our body blocking easier. Once we get out into the real world where it's wide open, that can be harder. But finding a spot with a long fence, this is a prime place to practice leash walking because you can work on keeping the dog behind you, but with the fence at the side, it makes it a lot easier to body block than if it's wide open. When we're beginning our leash training, finding places to train is very key. In the beginning, usually you want a place that is either wide open or a narrow hallway so that you can keep the dog in position really easily. In a wide open space like this one, it's a great space to practice direction changes. Doing a ton of direction changes really helps your dog build the habit of focusing on you because they never know which direction you're going to go or what's going to come next. So they pay a lot better attention. If your dog juts out ahead of you so fast that a body block is not going to work, so they're straight out ahead pulling on the line, then a direction change in the exact opposite direction is a good way to get them back behind you. If you're using the leash for real tight control like this, your dog is not able to learn because you're not giving them any control. And you're not honestly doing as great of a job as you could be because it means you're just using your leash to control them instead of any training or relationship or even food, which is more humane than leash control. So, if we look at the leash now, see how it sort of makes a J when she's at my side? That's what we always want to be striving for.